Shalom Chaverim, and especially Talmidim of Yeshivat Shuvu. Just as we're about to enter into Purim and all the festival here starting in a few hours, and before we stop being able to designate Haman and Mordechai, and before we eat all those wonderful hamantashen, or in Hebrew, amen ears. Before we do all of this, I wanted to give you a word to take with you just for a few minutes into the festival of Purim. The festival of Purim is obviously a very joyful occasion, a very joyful festival. And I was reading the Megillah, the story of the book of Esther. The Lord has brought me to these verses that I think it's appropriate for all of us to think about as we enter in to this wonderful season of festivity. It says in chapter 9, verse 18, "But the Jews that were in Shushan had assembled on the 13th, and on the 14th, and on the 15th they rested, make it in a day of feasting and gladness." That is why the rural Jews, those living in unwalled villages, make the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, a day of sending presents of good to one another. There is an important theme for Purim that I hope each and every one of you will carry between now into the month of Nisan, the month of our Geulah. There is an important prophetic connection here that I hope all of you will understand. There were Jews who were poor during this time, and remember that today we are dealing with Tanit Esther, the fast of Esther that is coming before a Geulah. There is something that is happening right before the redemption occurs. And what is occurring? The text tells us clearly here that they gave each other what's known in Hebrew is mishloach manot, a sending of a portion. That's literally the meaning of the words mishloach manot. The word mana comes from the word man. It's related to the word manna. Our job during the festival of Purim is to bring to the world today a physical, an emotional, and in a spiritual portion of manna. Why? Because as we give to the world manna, the world is ready to receive salvation. Especially is true with our Jewish people. I encourage each and every one of you to examine today the reason that God has opened your eyes to the truth about the Jewish Messiah. Why have you received salvation? You might ask yourself. The answer is found right here in the book of Esther. That you will be able, and I still remember as a little boy packaging those beautiful packages and taking them to the poor to give them those mishlochei aman. You have responsibility today to make portion upon portion. If it is with your words, if it is with your conduct, if it is with your generosity, whatever it is, the portions is what the world needs today. You want to know what the world needs today? It says in the book of, in the tractate of Sanhedrin, on the 97th chapter, that the days of Messiah, the coming of Messiah, will resemble the generation of Noah. Why? because the world will be deprived of any law. It will be lawless. It will be Torahless. It will be without values. Well, guess what? God is giving you a beautiful and a wonderful gift. Your salvation is a gift to be shared with the world. Start with your family, start with your children, start with your community, and extend it to the entire Jewish world. I encourage you to do exactly what our Jewish people have done. Today, make a commitment to go and do an act of loving kindness that is called Gemilut Chasadim, an act that is done in secret, and an act that is not deserved, it is undeserved, towards somebody that might have not even been expecting it. This is the true spirit of Purim, and that's what will going to usher us to the time of the Nisan, Nes. Geula. Do you want to see miracles? Give today. Give in words, give in actions, and give in deeds. And God, without a doubt, will do surely supernatural things through you. Remember, it was the poor who has given to the poor according to the words here. Let me ask you a question. How much more the one who is rich? How much more the one who is rich in his spirit, that is rich in his being, and rich because he knows the king should give to the poor today. So go ahead, go on. Give a good word. Do an act of Gemilut Chasadim. Give a physical and emotional and spiritual Mishloach Manot today, because this is the day that God wants to turn the mourning into a dance for our people. Every act of loving kindness hasten the coming of our Messiah. I wish you all Chag Purim Sameach. And today, as you eat the Hamantashen, as you taste the Hamantashen, think about this. The Lord says, taste and see that the Lord is good. He is good, and He's given you so much. It is time for you to go and share this with the world, so there will be gladness and feasting in the walls of Jerusalem yet again. Send the greatest presents to your Jewish friends. Tell them about the Jewish Messiah. Do an act of mitzvah, and let us bring together the Geulah upon all of Israel. God bless you. Wishing you Chag Sameach, especially to my Talmidim at Yeshivat Shuvu. Wishing you Chag Purim Sameach, and may we go and do the acts of Mishloach Manot toward one another in our prosperity and in our poverty, in mind, in spirit, and in physicality. God bless you. Chag Sameach.